Yeah, United States of America presses Ecowas to pile more pressure on Niger Junta. Now, there are more support which came yesterday for the actions taken by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has been so far on the military coup in Niger Republic. Now, the United States urged the sub-regional body led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to put its foot off the pedal. And the former External Affairs Minister Professor Bolaji Akinyemi endorsed the steps being taken by Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to restore democracy to Nigeria's northern neighbor. United States Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, in a statement by his spokesperson or spokesman thereabout, which will be read out. Spokesperson, the name being Matthew Miller, said more pressure should be applied to ensure the release of President Mohamed Bazoum, the Niger president. Now, Bazoum has been held in his presidential palace residence in Niamey since he was ousted by the military on July 26. Oh my God, the military invaded the territory of the president, I mean the palace and his residence in Niamey since he was ousted, which simply means he has been put on lock and key, or rather, they never allowed him access to freedom outside his house. Now, furthermore, the military suspended the constitution and appointed a 21-member transitional government. Now, the statement says the Secretary of State Anthony J. Blinken spoke today with President Bola Tinubu. The Secretary commended President Tinubu's leadership of the ECOWAS Economic Community of West African States, a second extraordinary summit on the situation in the Republic of Niger. He noted the importance of maintaining pressure on the National Council for the safeguard of the homeland and to restore constitutional order and to see President Mahmoud or Mohamed Bazoum and his family released. Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has imposed a series of economic sanctions on Junta, which yesterday announced plans to prosecute President Bazoum for alleged high treason and undermining national security. Okay. That is what ECOWAS has imposed a series of economic sanctions on Junta, which yesterday announced plans to prosecute President Bazoum for alleged high treason and undermining national security. Now, the coup leaders said late Sunday they had gathered evidence enabling them to prosecute Bazoum for high treason and undermining the internal and external security of Niger. This, they said, was based on contacts Bazoum had with nationals, foreign heads of state, and officials in international organizations. Now, ECOWAS said it had learned that in of the threat with a stupefaction. That English is mad. You can only find that in encyclopedia. Why? Now it says, adding they contradicted the regime's declared willingness to resolve the crisis peacefully. Now it is ECOWAS that is speaking. Now, for those that do not understand, I would say the narrative of Tinubu being the chairman and releasing order under his own prowess. He does not have a power or authority, to disseminate information at his own will. There must be parliament, and ECOWAS is bringing this house being represented by Tinubu or thereabout, but it's been mentioned here that ECOWAS said it had learned of the threats with stupefaction, adding they contradicted the regime's declared willingness to resolve the crisis peacefully. Well, it is being represented, but represents yet another form of a provocation and contradicts the reported willingness of the military authorities, in the Republic of Niger, to restore constitutional order through peaceful means, the bloc had said. Now, Bazoum, 63, and his family have been held at the president's official residence since the coup, with international concern mounting over his conditions in detention. Now, his doctor, however, said that after a visit that Bazoum was in good spirit despite being held in difficult conditions. Now, also Saturday visit was approved by and in amidst growing international demands for his release, where the United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk described the conditions of the detention as inhuman, degrading, and in violation of international human rights law. General Abdulrahman Chiani, the head of the Presidential Gas Unit, declared himself Niger's new ruler after a palace coup. Oh my God. I thought a coup planning is inside the movie most times, so I will see it. Though basically what they act is what happens in real life. But in this time and age of technology, they still plan coup. I could, sense that the coup could be analog because there's a threat of life in here. But the president has not really done well also, if not, there is no smoke without fire, you know. And according to what has been read, he said that the president, has involved himself into treason and undermining the national authority or, representing the country he represents as being the president. He has not really done well. But notwithstanding, ECOWAS threatened military action to reverse the coup and has put its troops on standby. Well, the coup leaders insist they will defend themselves against any intervention. Okay, it is now Plan B. Now, survival of the fittest. That's what it is, which simply means the coup leaders, which they have insisted that they will defend themselves against any intervention. Wow, then where is intervention coming from? That's the question, by the way. A high-powered delegation of Muslim clerics from Nigeria met junta leaders in Niamey in a bid to mediate an end to the crisis, which China is saying it was open to talks. Niger's new Prime Minister Lamine Zain described the sanctions as an unfair challenge. But they said the country would overcome them, and also who was appointed by the junta, which is Zain, a week ago said Niger was interested in economic cooperation with ECOWAS, inclusively. They want Niger's citizens to represent themselves and have the belief that there is a democratical rule. That is what ECOWAS is introducing to Niger Republic. But in further note, he expressed confidence about possible negotiations with the regional body and Nigeria, and we have a great interest in preserving this important and historic relationship, as Zain said, and also stressing the original background of ECOWAS as an economic group to increase prosperity in West Africa. Lastly, if however we find that instead of this economic solidarity, the political and military principles comes to the fore, and we can only regret that if there is otherwise. Well, it has been said, well and done. I believe everybody have ears. He who have ears should hear. He who have ears should hear, and make haste wise sun shine. Coup or no coup, rendering soldier powerless, or planning coup and military takeover. I don't believe if there is a good governance, there won't be crisis. Well, pray we do not face disaster, because it starts from crisis to disaster and it escalates to whatever thing it didn't plan for. Now, this is where I'm going to draw the curtain. I'd like you to share views in the comment section. Don't forget to forget. If you like forget, just click on the notification bell icon to get more notifications. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.